Alright, so hey, this is Kay.
And this is Nanners.
Oh, and I'm getting eaten by a zombie. Yeah, that's what you get for sneaking up on me. How do you feel now? What? So anyway, so this is a Dying Light, and this is a kind of a spiritual successor to Dead Island, which is a game that I played the ever-loving crap out of, and I really loved that game. This is made by the same people, and at one point it was purported to be kind of like a sequel, and then it kind of turned into their very own special thing. So Nanners, what are you up to?
So, right now, I am just free running around the world, having myself a good old time.
Yeah, and I would say that free running is one of the things that kind of sets this game apart, is that it definitely puts a big emphasis on its free running style. Pretty much anything and everything you can jump up on, grab onto a ledge, climb up almost any building. Eventually you get a grappling hook that enables you to just basically scale up anything. Now Nanners, you had said that this is kind of like an Assassin's Creed style play.
Yeah, it reminds me a bit of Assassin's Creed with, the ability just to climb whatever you want. There's not really set paths to move through the world. It's a lot of just free transversal of things.
Yeah, no, I think that that's one of the things that's pretty cool about this game. I also, just because I'm standing outside of it, I wanted to draw attention to the Left 4 Dead, because I think that this game plays a really nice homage to some of the zombie games that came before it in a really fun way. There's Left 4 Dead, which is a store. There's lots of other little Easter egg references, and there's also a Plants vs. Zombies type mini game that you can find. It's pretty well hidden in the game, but finding it was definitely pretty exciting. So free running is one of the things you can see me doing, just kind of running and jumping up on everything. You get skills. For the more you do something, the more you build up the skills. You get skills for physical, which is how well you fight the zombies. You get skills for agility, which the more free running you do, the better you get at it. And then you also get survivor skills for doing good deeds for the people of Harran and kind of saving their butts. As you do a lot of side missions. So Nanners, what do you think of the side missions in the game?
I gotta say, the side missions are actually my favorite part of the whole game as far as story goes. I thought the plot was rather weak, so the side missions definitely helped to make this game for me.
Yeah, and I have to kind of agree. One of the things I really liked about this game as a kind of a free runner is just the ability to just kind of explore and check things out. I'd rack up a whole lot of side missions, and I had a whole lot of fun doing those side missions. They gave life to the game, to the characters, and to this world, and I think made me care about it in a way that the main game really just did not.
Yeah, I thought the main plot itself was kind of lackluster. The characters came off as kind of one-dimensional. They were either really good or really bad. The side missions, though, really added a lot to the world. It really made it interesting. There's certain characters you meet through them that actually seem like real human beings, and they're just a lot of fun to do a lot of times.
Yeah, and I definitely have to agree. The side missions were one of my favorite parts of the game, and there's definitely plenty of them. So I found a quarantine zone, which is kind of like a side mission, where it gives you kind of a random objective. So how do you feel about doing that?
That sounds good to me.
Alright, so one of the cool things about these multiplayer zones is that it really kind of does keep you together. I mean, he's all kind of doing his own thing, and I'm free to kind of do my thing, but once you do actual quest items or side things, you have to be together. So we're gonna go to the Stuffed Turtle, I think is the name of this. So I'll kind of basically, yeah, the stuffed turtle. That I didn't read that wrong. Uh, so it'll kind of keep you all together as a group, and then you kind of teleport to complete a shared objective, which makes multiplayer really fun because you're, kind of sharing in the experience. So our objective here, as I see you just hop across the screen, is to retrieve all the disaster packages. So, like, the kind of the main plot of this game is that you are this, oh god, okay, that's dead stuff. Okay, I died right away. Alright, so in this quarantine zone, the goal is to receive these drops, and I'm assuming that we're playing a giant game of the floor is lava, because that looks slightly electrified. So in the game, you are an operative by a government agency, and you are sent to Haran to kind of investigate and save their people and kind of find this hidden information. And the government at the time is actually sending drops because they realize that there actually are survivors in Haran that you are trying to help save. So these disaster packages are kind of a part of that, ostensibly. So I guess we're looking around this building to try and find those. So yeah. Can I turn this off? Oh, you're in the water. Okay. The floor is not lava.
The floor is in fact no longer lava. Took care of that problem.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I'm not crazy because I think they do play around with like electrified water quite often. Yeah. So one of the other perks of the game, because I saw you holding this ridiculous looking weapon, is weapon customization. In that you collect a lot of blueprints over time. You search for blueprints, you can build blueprints, and then you can build some pretty ridiculous weapons. So you have a weapon, like I have a weapon that has electricity on it, I've got a weapon that has fire on it, you can have a weapon that has like a poison type effect to it, which is really fun. Because who doesn't love killing zombies with fire? So on my map right now, on the mini-map, it shows where the objective I'm looking for is, which is pretty much this entire area. I'm looking for these... Oh, there was one. Oh, okay. Found them all at once. So that's one of the objectives, the quarantine zones. And then you get bonuses, so I think that went to our survivor bonus. So the more, like I said, the more good deeds you do for the survivors, you basically generate goodwill, and then you get different abilities pertaining to that. So let's continue to mow down some zombies.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Now, I haven't come across any so far, but there are, like, special dudes that you can fight.
Yeah, so like a lot of the other zombie games out there, there are special types of zombies. In this game, you'll see something called goons, which are very similar to the thugs were back in Dead Island. There's also something very similar to the spitters, the tanks, and the boomers of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, the goons are just these really big guys. It takes an extra long time to bring them down. Spitters seem to spit like a poison, acid stuff at you. And then there's just these nasty tanks that are pretty badass. They throw stuff at you. They are pretty difficult to kill. They're just big old creeps. Most of these things I'm killing now are just plain old zombies. So I think that it is getting towards nighttime. And at night, the whole game kind of changes. This is pretty late in the game for us. But as you can kind of hear in the announcement, they do warn you that at night the game kind of does change a little bit, and they advise you strongly to get to a safe house because it's not safe at night to be out by yourself wandering around. So let's see if we can find a safe house real quick. I don't think I can find a safe house. There's one on my map. Yeah, there's one ahead. Let's keep running. So there is a melee component in this game, which is probably kind of like the main way that you fight. But there's also a range component. You get, like, I have Molotovs. You can also have throwing weapons, which is what I actually use for most of the game. Unfortunately, you don't get to retrieve those weapons, but you do get to craft those weapons. Again, with the kind of the emphasis on the crafting part of the game. Really enjoyable. Later on in the game too, you get to build like grenades and dynamite and kind of bombs to lure and then explode all of the zombies. And I don't know, it's just super satisfying to watch over and over again.
That's true. That never really gets old.
Yeah, like I know that you really took to the agility part more than I did, and did a lot of drop kicking though.
Yeah, there is a flying drop kick that you're able to unlock and then perform.
I'm more a fan of this the hack and slash type operation. Alright, so this is a safe zone because it is getting to be towards nighttime. My clock is, they're telling me it's 8 o'clock. I think the sun sets at 9 o'clock every night. So in a safe zone, you're, obviously safe. Except for this random zombie who's in my safe zone. Fixed. So in most of the safe zones, you have a vendor because you can loot nearly anything and everything, all the bodies, all the trash, all the rubbish, the random luggage around, loot all that. There's also a stash, so you can keep weapons and then kind of go through the weapons, and then there is a bed, so if you prefer not to have to wait around for like 5-10 minutes for it to become daylight out again, you can just sort of fast forward through that and sleep till it's daytime. But I kind of want to save this and sort of show you guys what nighttime looks like. I'm going to perch myself up here for a little bit. Watch the sun go down. Alright, so it is now nighttime, which means that the risk-reward is now definitely a little bit different because the zombies get a little bit more aggressive, but when you do defeat a zombie, and when you do agility type moves by jumping up on things, all of your points are doubled. So pretty early on in the game, it's not a great idea to go out at night, which is why the safe zones are kind of dotted everywhere, because there are these dudes. There's one, these are called hunters, and they are some of the bitches. They are really tough to kill. They are, however, pretty darn afraid of UV light, and you get these like UV flares that make them kind of cower and run, and it's kind of your only defense against them. But they are really quite aggressive, so that's why you see the lights kind of all over the safe zones, because of those jerks. And the zombies also get way more aggressive at night, but like I said, the reward of killing them is much higher because they give you more points. So you want to go drop kick some zombies because you're better at it than I am?
Sure. That is definitely one of my favorite activities in this game. See if we can find some friends. Here we go.
Oh, this is just fun to watch. Then you go jumping after me. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty high level. This is kind of like I'm playing this and recording this after like the end game, and you can still be taken down, which I actually kind of like. I like the feeling of not being invincible. I like the feeling of still kind of being scared of something, even though I'm kind of top level in the game. So I think that the balance is actually pretty well done in this. So yeah, that's Dying Light. It's a very beautiful game. It's a heck of a lot of fun to play, just kind of walking around and exploring things. If you're into like the free running at all, there's just so much to do. The customization options are incredible and really add something to the game. So any last thoughts?
Not really. I highly recommend this game. Like I said before, the plot itself isn't great, but the gameplay is just fantastic. The fighting, the free running, the battling zombies, the exploring the city, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's beautiful to play. Like there's just the scenery, the vistas, it's all just beautifully done, and yeah, fun to play, which is pretty darn important when you're gonna spend several hours in a game. So yeah, this has been Nanners and K, taking a look at Dying Light. Oh God, okay, that's dead stuff. Okay, I died right away.